What's up, everybody? George T from the wagon here. This week we got another collab with Let's Talk Gubs, and we're going to be doing Poppy's Patina on a very famous Las Vegas legend here, the Beetle Barn Bus.
So you're wondering why Bill T's over here with George T on a wagon video. Well, I'll tell you what, we're doing Poppy's Patina on the bus, and me, I'm a shiny car guy. I'm not a patina cat, I'm not any of that stuff. In this case, with this bus, it's a pretty big exception to me. I've gone back and forth with just trying to decide whether I want to restore it. With this particular bus, especially being from Vegas, I'm really wanting to preserve the history of this bus that's basically survived for this long. I decided to do the Poppy's Patina, the high gloss, so I can preserve everything. And you might say, well, Bill, you're a shiny car dude. Why? Well, to preserve the history, and you would say, what's so special about the history? Well, first, this is the Beetle Barn Bus. This was featured in with Warren's Wild Rides in summer of 1972, the year that I was born, Hot VWs. It had this, the clown car, the double cab, and it showed the projects that Warren was building at Beetle Barn, which has been in business since 1959, and next week is actually Warren's celebration of life. So it's kind of fitting that we're kind of going to get this thing knocked out, and I'm going to take it to celebration of life, and we're going to bring the bus, and she'll be all Poppy's patinaed out. Now, some of the things that make this a little bit unique that you'll notice on this is not just the lettering that's on it, right, but the lettering, this hand-painted sign lettering that's on here, and it says Warren's, you know, Las Vegas, Nevada, the Beetle Barn Bus. Again, it says Warren's, and if you pay real close attention, you'll see up here it says striping and lettering by Bob Spina and Drew it. So that's one of the reasons why I thought, you know, Bob Spina is a famous hot rod pinstriper, and I didn't want to take away the original pinstriping that's been on this thing. So my thought process was, let me go ahead and do the Poppy's Patina on this thing, and just kind of preserve what's here. Again, I struggle with a lot of it, you know, wanting to keep it because I could just envision it all perfect and brand new again. But again, it's kind of cool that it's survived for so long. What I'll also show you here is a little micro writing that's here. It says, when Warren says it's a big Beetle, he means this is a big Beetle. So I just thought that's super cool, and it would just be really cool to have the original work enhanced by the Poppy's Patina. That's my story, and that's why Mr. Shiny Car Guy is actually going to have one patina ride done all up. So check it out.
Bill T's handling the first part right there, which is clean the car. So they give you a couple of like pads to clean it with. They give you some Scotch-Brite, whatnot. And we have Dawn dishwashing soap in a bucket that Bill's working off right there. And we got the scrubber. So once we get this thing all dialed in, then we'll start doing the wax and grease remover, and then you start applying the Poppy's Patina with this little sponge thing here. They give us these for this, but this car has too many details on it that obviously Bill mentioned that we do not want to lose or ruin. So we're gonna go just a very light microfiber wash over the whole thing. All right, in this kit they give you a wax and grease remover. They say to put it on with a microfiber and have another dry one following it, probably because they're assuming that people won't have sprayers. I got a sprayer here, so we're gonna load this up with the wax and grease remover so we can apply it sprayed and give it a good wipe off, make sure that we're not putting this over any grease at all. It's a pretty comprehensive kit. Wax and grease remover, the clear, the catalyst. They give you some aftercare detail products over there, like a spray detailer and a specific product for washing the vehicle as well, which is pretty cool. This mix is 8-to-1 is your ratio. Luckily my cups have the 8-to-1 ratio on them. 2-hour pot life at 77 degrees. We are rolling probably about 85 to 90 degrees, I'd say, inside the shop, if not a little hotter. So I'm assuming our pot life's gonna be cut down tremendously. So we're gonna do small portions at a time. First thing we're gonna do is get this sucker wax and grease removed. We're gonna get a couple microfibers so we can spray on, wipe. So I can do the wipe and then Bill can follow it up. We're gonna put some latex gloves on. These are harsh chemicals you're working with. Make sure you're wearing protective gear. It even states in the instructions to put on protective gear. So I got a respirator, gloves I'm gonna put on, and Bill's gonna be following me up with a dry. He's gonna be gloved up with no respirator. He's not gonna be the one spraying it. Mix ratio is 8-to-1. Your cups usually will have a mixing ratio on them. So I'm gonna be using this scale right here to do it. And we're not gonna get too crazy because the pot life is pretty low. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go about halfway up the cup. So we're gonna fill right now about 13 ounces of it. See where we're at there. Eight to one's a crazy ratio. This thing feels empty. Well, I'm taking a fresh cap off it. Guess there just ain't much in there. So we mix it up to the 4, like our fluid is to that number 4. And now we're gonna take this to the next number 4 for the 8-to-1 mix ratio. All right, I would assume we have another one of these batches in what's left of the materials there. This is the gloss that my brother chose for this. Hopefully it goes the distance that we want it to. This bus is pretty big. We're gonna hold off on doing the roof. We don't need to do the roof right now. It's also a different color, so it probably won't be as noticeable. We're gonna focus on getting the body done. So this is now mixed and ready to go. We have a 2-hour pot life on this at 77 degrees. So our pot life is gonna be shortened up considerably on this. And just the work on this, just think this was done so long ago and it's holding up so well. Very cool. It's got warrens along here, and there's just little hits everywhere, like around the ice pick handle there. Right here on the belt line, he's got a nice little pinstripe. In every vertical column right here, there's like a little hit that he does on each and every one of them. Just such cool detail everywhere on this thing. I know my brother explained that there's some writing on the front that's just super small. I mean, the fact that that guy did that with a brush is insane. But the work on it is so nice. Like right around the back window. You see that really cool hit right there? With the outer layer on it. For more of those details. Look at this. All right. Super early style. No indentation there. And then you get to the 59. Still a high hinge. Like both door sets are, all the door sets are high hinge. But we got the pocket for the door handle in here. More of those hits around that. And this side says Las Vegas, Nevada. Just beautiful. Such a cool bus. Beetle Barn is probably the first independently owned VW repair shop in Las Vegas, Nevada. Still open and operating today under his son Justin Stevens that's taking it now. Because I really dig this thing stock height. Me, Dunkel, Bill and his wife Megan did the Moab trip in this up there with the Ottingers. And it was a really good time. Obviously you can sit a bunch of people if you've been to one crazy weekend. You've been inside this. Potentially on strip cruise or whatnot, because we usually have about 10 to 15 people in this dude. It seats a lot now, a lot. So Warren initially built this for him and his family to camp out of. So, you know, he's got a pretty big family. I think, what are there, 6 brothers, Bill? 6 brothers and sisters? 6 kids in that family. And they all used to camp out of this right here. That's why Warren made it so long. So there's a lot of history with this bus. We wanted to preserve it. We talked about potentially respraying the thing, and now that Warren's passed, it's pretty much been solidified that this will be encapsulated in this Poppy's Patina as you see behind me. So there we have it. That's the application of Poppy's Patina on a VW bus. In hindsight, myself, I've been thinking about doing this to my bus, and if I do it, I'm going to do it in the matte finish. The one problem with this, the applicator they give you just makes it look like it's sponged on, because that's what it is. It's sponged on. So not super stoked on the finished product. We can actually scuff this thing and do another coat of it. And if we did it, I think I'd like to find some other way of applying it. You can spray it on, but heck, at that point, you might as well be putting real clear coat on it, in my opinion, because all the masking is the hard part of doing that. But I'm stoked with how it looks. It definitely looks cool. It's richened it up so much more. And if anything, it's going to give a nice protective layer on the exterior of it, so we don't lose any more of this pinstriping and the writing on it. You know, because, I mean, think about it. That used to be a hard shadow right there. And now you literally see every brush stroke that it took to put that on there, you know. But it looks really cool. Gives it another life. So we're gonna put the headlights and everything back in it and take this thing for a cruise. And you will see this thing at one crazy weekend if you come out. So October 3rd through the 5th in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Orleans Hotel and Casino. Go to letstalkdubs.com and register for the show and get your room code there. We got Friday night meet and greet and a strip cruise down Las Vegas Boulevard, the world famous Las Vegas Boulevard. Saturday, we got a car show in the Orleans parking lot with a top 20, Buddy Hale's debut pick, Spike's Choice, and Laney Hussey's building a trophy for it as well. I'm not sure what his choice is going to be, but we'll figure that out. And then we also have a participant's choice, people's choice. Saturday evening, the world famous Let's Talk Dubs poker run. Right here, you're already at one of the stops. You got to get involved in that. A lot of cash prizes just being given out. A really fun time. You actually get to use your Volkswagen, get in your Volkswagen, drive in multiple locations in Las Vegas. All of them VW related, which is awesome. Make sure you come out October 3rd through the 5th, 2024 in Las Vegas. A lot of good times to be had. Don't miss out. Don't tell us you're coming next year. Come this year. All right, guys. We'll see you then.